Hi guys, it is 8:13 p.m. on Thursday. I can't even remember. Let's see. The 144th day. Wow. There you go. 44 is my big number. So the 144th day I'm doing this. Here is your daily dose of hope. I just got off an incredible Zoom. It's so amazing to me that I don't study astrology. I'm not knowledgeable in that. And yet every time that I just feel like I am just getting yanked back and forth, literally this energy is just, pinballing me. Turns out I guess tomorrow's Lionsgate, which is a big thing, and every time it's like that. I'm picking up my daughter on Saturday, and all I can say is that things are going to be different, and I have been continuing every single day to face fears. I have done my non-negotiable every day since I said it. I can't remember at the moment when I started it, but I would say at least a week now. And I even told myself, even if it takes all day. So yeah, I ended up doing it 4 p.m., but I did it, right? And I released some tears, and even in the Zoom I just had, it was also another rep for me, for my subconscious to hear that, it's okay to cry, it's good to cry, to release, Golly. And I basically see this, river with, a fast current of sewage, and how I have sacrificed myself so many times in really big ways to prevent my daughter from getting in that, to protect her basically. And the facts are that she might just end up walking in there. So my job now is to keep myself out of it, out of the sewage, We did a meditation with the throat chakra, which, how apropos is that, about using your voice? And what I saw was 2 blue circles, an inner circle and an outer circle. And I think it means for me, the inner voice, what I tell myself and what I, speak to the world. And then when it said, what do you need to speak? What do you need to say? The words that came to me was hold on. And for the inner circle, meaning me, it means hold on, hold on for the ride. But to the outside world, certain people, it's hold on, let me recalibrate, and then, And the fear has always been, if I am not just on top of things, running as fast as I can, everything's just gonna, fall apart. But the facts are, that's not my job. It's not my job. It's not my job. It's not my fault if other people are doing things that aren't okay. It boils down to that, right? So I'm just continuing to be your fearful leader. And, I went swimming yesterday, and even that was hard, but then at the end I was I'm going to swim a bit more. I swam 24 more laps, right? So I say all this because I'm fighting as hard as I possibly can every day to not succumb to stuff. But not only not that, but then to transform it and be able to shine my light every day, And this has been a doozy. The facts are, I'm talking right now, and I'm feeling, I don't like the word better because it's a judgment thing, but I am feeling more myself, is how I should say it. I feel like I've shed some of the crap, And the quote I found for today, just randomly, quote unquote, is, life is like a snow globe. Often it's prettiest after it's been turned upside down. So So that's kind of what's happening. And it's ultimately a good thing because it's ultimately me walking. I literally feel like I'm walking on hot coals in slow motion. And I don't get to pick the speed, but I pick the direction. So to stand on them, that's not the answer. To go backwards isn't the answer. It's to keep going, you know? So it's just been, it's just incredible when you're like almost worlds collide of what you want, what you deserve, but what you're like currently just people trying to yank you back down, you know? So that being said, I am just so grateful. I'm so proud of myself. Yeah, it's like things are rearranging, and it remains to be seen who's gonna be there, but I know I'm going in the direction that I'm meant to go in. Like, it's the bottom line. And my ultimate goal is to be the truest version of myself so that I can help the most amount of people in the most impactful way, an authentic way. So, and I learned some tools, so that's always good and just sort of reiterates what I've been doing. But anytime that I hear it from a new person or a new source, it's not redundancy. It's like hitting another part of my brain or another part of my psyche of like, oh, this person's saying the same thing. Oh, this person's saying the same thing, right? It's a good thing, is my point. It's positive. And what I realized is anyone that has any sort of goal, you know, whether it's to start a business, work out, eat healthy, go to bed, you know, at a reasonable hour, whatever it is, the facts are, in order to accomplish that goal, you need to have boundaries, right? You need to have internal boundaries and external boundaries. So that's where it needs to start with me, is with boundaries. It's about creating the space and the time that during this time, this is what I'm going to do. And when someone tests that boundary, my job truly is to uphold the boundary. Because why do I not deserve to have boundaries just like anyone else, right? So it's just been a very massive summer. Very, I would not say relaxing, but I would say very productive as far as if you think of when someone's trying to manipulate you, they put all these little brush fires everywhere. So you're like trying to put out this fire, trying to put out this fire. So you don't see the blaze that's right behind you, right? This summer, I started tackling the blaze. I started being like, you know what? Yes, I know I need to do A, B, C, D, you know, through Z. But those are symptoms. That's not the problem. That's manifestations of the problem. The problem is that I'm not taking care of myself, right? So if I I still clean every day, but let's say it's like I keep just exhausting like myself. That's not going to solve anything. And I'm all about solutions. So yeah, it's just massive, and I'm just so grateful that I keep going and keep trying my absolute best. I did some shadow work today too. And all of this is actual work. This is not easy or, you know, it's counterintuitive. It's counter what society says we should be doing. But I feel like it's my responsibility to heal as much as I possibly can the crap that's being, you know, been dumped on me and continuing to be dumped on me so that I can be a force for good in this world, you know? And I would never turn to the dark side, but I retreat. And that's not helping anyone, you know? And I really want to help people. So, that being said, I'm still straddling those two worlds. And I'm also realizing, oh, if I'm tired, if I'm dehydrated, you know, it's going to be even harder to fight. That actually makes sense if we think of it like that, right? And when people say, well, it shouldn't be a fight. Okay, but that's not actually helpful. And that's why I want to start the group, because I want to fight with you. Like, I want to be on your side, link arms, and face these things together. Because I now see a different possibility. I now see, like during the meditation, what came to me was Little Mermaid was my favorite movie as a kid. And it's like, you know, her voice gets taken. And it was like in the meditation, it was like a bird that was glowing, but that was my voice. And it was flying into my throat. And it was saying, you get to be here. You get to use your voice. I said that 11:11. So it's just incredible. I'm so grateful. And it's been incredibly grueling. And, you know, so ultimately, I did some work at 4 a.m. this morning too, which I'm so grateful for. And I think the words that came were breathe, trust, smile, and rest or something. And so it's just absolutely incredible when you can let go enough in a moment to go deep and access things that you can't normally access, and see how the contrast, like the glaring contrast, and it's like, what are you going to do? Are you going to succumb, or are you going to venture into the unknown? And I'm continuing to venture into the unknown. And I'm definitely hitting obstacles, but I deserve to go after what makes me truly happy, as you do too. And this is me walking the walk. So that being said, remember, you are the sky. You were here yesterday. You're here today. You'll be here tomorrow. And you deserve to be here every single day. Even when you don't feel like that, even when trauma is trying to tell you otherwise and convince you otherwise, and you feel like you're going crazy, you're not. You know, I literally feel like I'm getting yanked. That doesn't make me crazy. That makes that I've been through a lot. And I'm having, even currently, things happen. We need to stop thinking if something's wrong with us, and we need to be like, I'm a normal human being dealing with completely abnormal circumstances. That's what the truth is. Like, if we wrote down what's going on, it's the exact opposite of what they try to gaslight you into thinking. It's like, actually, that's not true. But when you've had your truth denied, you know, possibly your whole life, you don't really know where to go from there, right? Because you've spoken your truth and it has not been believed or respected. So where do you go from there? Where I go is, at this point, is I'm going to continue to be respectful but speak my truth. So you almost have to let go of the fact that people might not believe it. That doesn't make it not true just because people don't believe you. That's just not how it works, you know? So I love you guys. Have a wonderful night.